In this video, we're going to show you how to set up the auto trim, how to set the auto trim for the model. This is used to make the model fly more level in pirouettes. To get to it, we need to first go into your advanced menus in the TG Multi. To get to the advanced menus, we first just want to turn on your radio and throttle hold, power on the machine. Wait for it to finish initializing. Speeds up. That's at the end right there. Now we want to hold down the button until the first two lights flash. Let go. Now you're in the advanced menu. The solid green is when you're checking your gain setting. So I can change gain here and have the gain move around. That's the stock gain setting. If I push the button, P button one more time, I'm now in the auto trim mode. Now right now none of the lights are on, so it's not set to do auto trim. What we can do to turn on auto trim, you toggle aileron, and then your first option here is the LED 4 is flashing. That is the basic form of the auto trim. That's if it's dead calm outside. You can have it in this mode, lift up into a hover and hover just for 20 seconds in one place, land. This LED should then be off and you've auto trimmed it. The next option, again I'll toggle aileron to get to the next option, your LED 3 and 7 are flashing. This is the 4-point pirouette option. You would use this if there's any kind of a breeze at all. This will average out the breezes to give you the correct trim. This is the one I tend to almost always select. It's almost never dead calm. If you are just uncomfortable with windy conditions, uncomfortable with 4-point pirouettes, just wait for a really good day and do it on the other mode. So I'm selecting this one, which is the 4-point one. I'll push the button to select. These two, number 2 and 5 will come on, 6, excuse me, 2 and 6 will come on telling you it was completed. Now it's moved back to the other mode. I can turn it back off because it's finished getting into the mode. Now if I power cycle it, it's initializing again. When it finishes initializing, it should flash the light telling me what mode it's in. Finish initializing. Now these two lights are going to flash telling me that it's in the mode ready for auto trim. Yeah, the auto trim. You can do a whole flight with it and it won't really care. It's going to look for the mode when you actually trim it, and then if you finish the trimming, the 4-point pirouettes, if you finish them and land and did it correctly, these lights will be off saying the trim is complete. So we're going to go outside and actually show you the trimming.
Okay. Well, we went into the advanced menus, second item in the advanced menus, and put it into your auto trim mode. We chose the one where there's 2 LEDs flashing. That's the one that's the 4-point pirouette auto trim. So I'm outside now, ready to fly and do the auto trim. Turn the model on. Waiting for it to initialize. When it's done initializing, I'll look and I should see the 2 LEDs flashing. That confirms it is in the auto trim mode. When it's the 2 LEDs, that means it's the 4-point pirouette. So okay, now we're going to do our 4-point pirouette auto trim. We're going to lift it up into a stationary hover for about 25 seconds. Now if you're doing the single point auto trim, you do the same initial 25-second hover, then you're just going to land. But that one you need absolutely dead calm air. For the 4-point one, which we're doing now, you can do it in a light breeze. So you do the first 25 seconds, turn to your second point, and you're going to hover for about 15 seconds. You want it to basically be stationary, you don't want it to float around. You're going to turn to your third point, and again do it for about 15 seconds. You're going to turn to your final point and do that also for about 15 seconds. Now after you land from this 4-point hover, you're going to check and see if your LEDs are on. If they're still on, that means it didn't accept the stored points. If they are off, that means it accepted them and it considers it complete. And you can do a test pirouette to see if you like the saving. If you didn't like it, you can do it over. After landing, take a look at it. When you open it,
the light should have stopped flashing. If it's set correctly, the lights won't be flashing anymore. The lights have stopped flashing. That means that it accepted that saving. Now, it doesn't mean it's actually correct. It just means you went through the proper procedure. So if you did it and it now pirouettes well, you're good. If you pirouette now and it still seems wobbly, just do it over again. Reset it back into the same mode and try it again. The times you might need to do this kind of retrim is if you've changed the battery significantly, go from a small 2200 to a big 3600, that changes the CG, so you may need to do the auto trim. If you've just had a big crash and completely rebuilt it, you might need to do it. It's not really required. You build it, you may never auto trim it, but it's there in case you want to use it.